This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Hey, I'm your host, Jason Glick.
Hi, Jason Glick, the host. I'm John Murphy, the producer guy. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, John. Checking yourself?
Not bad. You know, the weather outside's frightful. You know, all that blah, blah, blah stuff. You know, I actually am not that big. I know, I'm going to sound like a Grinch here. I love Christmas. Not that much of a fan of Christmas carols. Anyway, so, because they're so fleeting. It's like you sing them for like, what, a month and then they're gone, but they stick in your head. Anyway.
Yeah, it's like I just ordered the Charlie Brown Christmas soundtrack to use in the car when I drive up with my parents to my sister's place in Oceanside, because apparently like it is demanded that I have to find some sort of middle ground with my parents in order to listen to stuff, because it's like we do not share the same taste at all, but hey, we all like the Charlie Brown Christmas soundtrack, but that's only like about 40 minutes long, so.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, though, that's a good choice. If you're going to pick anything to listen to, it definitely fits the genre of Christmas carols now. It's played all over the place. And many years ago, well, actually, I have this album from K-Rock, and they always did these Christmas albums.
What? Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And they did. Stone Temple Pilots did a live recording of "Christmas Time Is Here" on that album, so it's kind of interesting.
I think I'd like to listen to that next time I'm over at your place.
You got it. I'll save the album for you. Well, in the meantime, what do you have for us tonight?
Okay. Well, it's like this is going up on Christmas Eve, and it's way too late to consider anything for this is a Christmas gift or anything, unless you're listen to stuff at the very last second. But at the same time, though, hey, if you want a good Christmas gift, buy a volume of Vinland Saga for your friend, because as I mentioned on my post on Monday, it's like that series needs the love right now, especially as Kodansha is determining what form any future releases are going to take in the U.S. And certainly buying volumes of the series will hopefully help convince them that there is the series should continue in the U.S. as it is. But hey, if you can buy something else along with that, then Bryan Talbot's Grandville graphic novels would certainly be a welcome addition to that. It's like to anyone's comics library. Talbot has been working in the comics for a great many years since the late 70s. He's created seminal works like the Adventures of Luther Arkwright, its sequel Heart of Empire, Tale of One Bad Rat, and his metafiction epic Alice in Sunderland. I mean, and in addition to doing high-end work for hire stuff on the likes of Nemesis the Warlock, Sandman, Fables and Reflections, and the Dead Boy Detectives miniseries with Ed Brubaker. I mean, the guy is a phenomenal talent. Even when he's just illustrating stuff. Grandville, though, I was turned on to from a buddy of mine at work, and it's a series that draws inspiration from the works of old French artist J.J. Grandville, who drew animals animals as people, basically anthropomorphized characters, or hey, as we're talking about modern days, furries. But at the same time, though, hey, fuck all that nonsense. Grandville is a great, brilliant work of world building, detective fiction, and action. That I say yes, it's got lots of anthropomorphic characters. Yes, some of them even have sex with each other. I say fuck that. This is a great series that I would recommend to anyone that transcends. It transcends its genre, and it's the 4 volumes that have been released so far are all consistent. Well, the last 2 are consistently excellent. The first 2 are just quite good. Now, start off with this, though. The series focuses on a detective inspector Archibald LeBrock, a badger who works with Scotland Yard. Works out of Scotland Yard investigating like, investigating cases that that most people are just can't just what are much too difficult for most people to solve. The first his first series, his first adventure, chronicled in the first volume, which is just simply titled Grandville, basically has him finding dealing with the death of a British diplomat named Francis Lee Otter, who was the ambassador to France. He fled under peril one night and was about to report his findings to the to the head of state when he was murdered in a locked room. Now, while the locked room mystery would be a big sticking point for most writers to dismantle over the course of the volume, Talbot has LeBrock demonstrate his superiority by effectively dismantling the entire situation in the space of a couple pages. It's a great introduction that establishes that LeBrock is a character who is not to be trifled with, and whose mental faculties are well above most everyone else in the series, and that they're earned as well. Watching his deductive reasoning take place over throughout the volume, along with his companion Roderick Ratsey, it's a good whodunit and why they did it, and an exploration of this world, which is it's a really fantastically created world, because it's basically, not only is it it's a world where animal or walking talking animals populate the world, but also humans, or basically a species of hairless chimp that evolved in the Angoulême region of France, over the years, who are given a derogatory nickname of dough faces. They exist. They exist as well. But also, this is a world where Napoleon conquered all of Europe and England as well, and that England has only achieved its independence in the past 23 years. So basically, you're dealing with a world transition, and a world that is much different, and it's also thoroughly steampunk as well, with all the guns and the floating machinery and the steam and the trains, the flying devices, all that, and the automatons as well, because there's got to be automatons in the steampunk. And the first volume is it's really good as we're watching LeBrock and Ratsey display their deductive reasoning to figure out just who killed the otter and why did they do it, and what is this organization known as the Knights of the Lion, and the Knights of Lions. That's why I just says kind of a spoiler. Ignore that. Anyway, and it also some rants as well, as LeBrock gets to know a famous opera singer by the name of another badger by the name of Sarah, and gets involved with her to a tragic end over the course. Over the course of the volume, and it's like I said, it's a great fantasy read up until the last quarter, when it basically dispenses with all the intelligence and deductiveness that has driven the series so far, and LeBrock basically goes all Schwarzenegger. At the end, and just he's a one man goddamn army that saves the day in the end. I can ultimately go with that, because I've bought into the character's badassness so far, but at the same time, though, like I said, it's still way too Schwarzenegger to it still feels a little at odds with what has come before. The second volume, Grandville Mon Amour, basically has LeBrock going back to Grandville, and this is a recurring trend. I mean, the series is called Grandville, and even though LeBrock, he's based in the Socialist Republic of England, he winds up. There's always a reason for him to go back to Grandville, because the story demands it. This one has him heading back to track down a serial killer who helped fight the French in the in the English rebellion, but he was also the kind of kind of character who loved killing people way too much in order to it's like in order to achieve his ends. Like, I mean, yeah, it's like he could always count on do the worst jobs. That's because he's a mad dog, literally, who liked killing people. And over the course of this, LeBrock encounters like a woman of the night named Billy, and gets to know her as well. Cause, like, even though because he reminds her of what Sarah used to be to him as well. And of course, yeah, the complex relationship they engage in. You know, like he's a strict officer of the law, she's a prostitute, and but still there's you know, like LeBrock's not kind of like he's not a moral grandstander, for lack of a better term. He's the kind of guy who will, you know, bend the law, like bend the law if it suits him in order to get the bad guy in the end. And we see that, you know, it's like, because it turns out that, you know, Mad Dog's he was originally on death row. His escape was engineered by people who had a lot to lose if the nature of the of how Britain gained its independence was ever to come to light. Now, I mean, the second volume plays out much like the first, in the sense that, you know, I love seeing LeBrock's deductive reasoning at work, and the action scenes as depicted by Talbot are really impressive. It still loses a bit of steam at the end when it's like when we get like a couple false climaxes when LeBrock basically uses the powers of bluffery and subterfuge in order to flush out the real killer. It kind of feels like, you know, like on one hand it's like it feels like a real hero wouldn't have resorted to such underhanded means, but at the same in order to flush things out. But at the same time, though, it's like, you know, hey, LeBrock is the kind of guy who it's like he knows how to work. It's like, you know, work things in order to get the end and get the necessary ending. But it's I don't know. I don't know. It's like the multiple climaxes in Grandville Monomoore still don't give the series, like, you know, a really the really conclusive ending that it deserves. Then you get to the third volume, which I've written about on the site, Bête Noire, and here's where things really start to click. I mean, it's basically a James Bond story with Mr. Toad from, you know, The Wind in the Willows as the villain, and, you know, there's lots of references to other you know, classic bits of literature. I mean, you'll see like dough faces resembling, like, you know, Smurfs, you know, Tintin, you know, Asterix and Obelix, like, and also, like, you know, characters like other anthropomorphic characters from over the course of the series, from other you know, works of literature over the course of the series. And it's not necessarily that you recognize them, but it's like, you know, fun little Easter eggs to observe. But Bête Noire is a great rousing adventure, you know, as LeBrock gets involved with the Paris art scene, and it's like and the plans of a megalomaniac who basically wants the French Revolution to give way to the old order, so they can keep making money hand over fist. So it's pretty relevant to the to the current situation in the U.S. as well. Basically, just, you want all the corporations want things to keep going the way they are, and just paying as little sea taxes as possible. And hey, it's the same here. And but even though, like, there's still, like, you know, lots of clever deductions on the part of LeBrock and it's like and Ratsy, it's like I said, the fact that it's pitched as a as a James Bond adventure, you know, and hey, you know, when the automatons start storming the streets of Grandville, it actually works to a surprising extent. I mean, it's like it feels like, you know, this is what they've been building up to, what Paolo's building up to over the course of the previous two volumes, and this is when it all comes together. And it's it's more over the top compared to the previous ones, but still the same attention to character and detail is present as well. So it's really it's a superior action adventure that basically makes that you know what that had me fearing that hey, this is the third volume. Most works resistant trilogies, though this may be the last one that we see from Adventure in Grandville that we see from Talbot. But fortunately, that was not to be the case, because the fourth volume, Grandville Noel, came out last month, and hey, it's actually pretty appropriate for this season because it actually takes place during Christmas. And it also features a story that revolves around not Saint Nick, but good old Jesus Christ himself, because it focuses on because the rest of the story is basically from a unicorn who who's basically running a cult that transplants, called the Silver Path, that finds itself with new roots in Grandville. It's basically running a huge right wing conspiracy in order to establish its its power over in the city and over the government as well. Now, this volume is actually pretty pivotal to the series, because it introduces a couple key elements to the Granville mythos. Basically, that of unique species, such as the unicorn. It's Joshua, or that's what he's called, but it's he's also got another name as well, and he's also got his own brand of animal magnetism as well, which turns a literal form, because hey, that's how unicorns roll. And then we also got other little subplots being furthered, such as the identity of criminal gang lord Tiberius Caning, which when we get to the end of the volume, it's the revelation of what he is actually pretty cool, considering all the little seeds of what he is eventually revealed to be a king. That's actually kind of not too surprising at all. It's a surprise, but it's actually a pleasant surprise that plays off of what has come before, and it's also certainly going to play onto the future volume as well. But let's see. But also you also get insight into the religious cosmology of Grandville, in the sense that while LeBrock is he's decidedly not non-religious, but the religion in Grandville has basically, while it does have its Jesus Christ, his species is not known. And apparently, creationism with Grandville basically starts with Noah, in the sense that the great god Noah, came down to the earth in his ark and had all the animals, and unleashed them all into the earth. Now, this works really well in a world that is that is filled with anthropomorphic animals, but there's also as we all know, that there's a bit more to the Bible that came before that, and that's and the story of just what these missing volumes of the Bible contain is also a key plot point in Noel as well. It doesn't have doesn't nail the same rousing action adventure vibe that Bête Noire had, but it's still compelling. It's still a good compelling tale, and it also has. And even though Ratsy isn't present for most of the volume, we do get a nice. LeBrock does get a nice new partner or compatriot in this sense from Chance, the Doughface Pinkerton agent, from the U.S., and they play off each other pretty well, particularly after LeBrock quickly adjusts his attitude of thinking after thinking, hey, Doughface in a position of authority, and then after Chance clicks back his revolver when he's saying this, he realizes, hey, why don't we just get a drink instead? So it's cool to see him roll with the punches like that, and and overall, I mean, the story is it's a good I don't know if this is the proper way to say this, but it's a good deepening of the of the Grandville world and mythos of this series, and it's also got some pretty clever twists over the course of the volume as well that are set up quite well for the most part. So overall, it's like, I mean, even though, like I said, it may not like have the same high adventure, it's still just as entertaining on its own terms. And overall, it's like, hey, you can expect to hear me talk about this in the next podcast, which is going to be the best of 2014, because as it turns out, Talbot recently said that there is going to be another volume of Grandville. It's going to be the longest one at 160 pages, possibly, and that it may be the final one as well, because he says that anything he does after this may have to be done in a different style, because it turns out that all the threads that he's been developing at this point, like LeBrock and Billy's relationship, Tiberius Koenig's I stint as the Napoleon of crime, the release of the Cray killer who had a hand in the death of LeBrock's first wife. It sounds like this is going to be like all this stuff is going to be coming to a head in the final volume, and Talbot has given a tentative release date of 2017. Now, of course, given how artists are, this could just slide back into 2018 or 2019. But that's regardless. I mean, the 4 volumes of Grandville that he's released so far are thoroughly excellent, and I recommend them to anyone who's looking for a good adventure story, who appreciates fantastic world building and characterization, and great detailed art of the kind that Talbot can produce. It's like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed these, and like I said, you'll be expect to hear about them and hear a bit more about Volume 4 in 2 weeks' time. So, John, any thoughts on your end?
I think it's an interesting concept. I haven't read any of these volumes that you're reviewing. However, I'm intrigued by what you've told so far.
Yeah, maybe I should have gotten these for you as your Christmas gift instead of what I'm getting you.
Oh, that's quite all right. I'm sure it'll be fine nonetheless. So it sounds like that you already have the next podcast picked out. That'll be the best of 2014. Is that right?
Yeah, there are certain things that will be showing up on there that but I'm also going to probably need to take a look back over what I've written over the past year in order to suss out exactly what is going to be going on here.
All right.
So yeah, like I said, it's gonna be another 10 best list, and it's like an all, but what's going to be on there? Well, it's like aside from, I guess you'll have to be surprised aside from what I've already explicitly said is going to be on there.
Well, all right, and then, we'll see you in another 2 weeks, everyone, and we'll see you later on Comic Picks by the Glick.
Happy holidays, everyone.
All right, happy holidays. Bye.